Hi there, Loy Machedo. Speaking to you from loymachedo.com with Loy Machedo and Think Personal Branding. Today's date is 4th of March 2018. Time right now is 5:25 in the evening. Okay, I got this question that was sent to me at loy@loymachedo.com. So whenever I receive a question, if I have time, I respond. So the question is, Loy, what are the necessary things or factors we should consider in order to sustain any kind of relationship or marriage? Okay, fine. I'm just going to give you my perspective. So you may agree, may not agree. If you agree, fine. Give me a thumbs up. If you don't agree, give me a thumbs down. And or if you want to give me your comments, let me know in the comment section below. So I've just put down 13 points what I believe is very important to sustain a marriage and relationship. Okay. Number one is you need to make a smart choice. Now, if you choose the wrong partner, no matter what you do, it's going to be a mess. So, and how do you make a smart choice? You make a smart choice only through experience. That is why I tell people, don't just marry the first person who you are friendly with. Get to know different people. It's like, for example, let's say you went to a shop to buy a particular product, and if you just see that product, you don't compare it to any other product, you think this is the best product. But however, once you start comparing and contrasting different products and different services, you check the price factor, so many other things, then you'll find out what is the best. Now, you might disagree and say, Loy, we are talking of relationships, but here's newsflash for you. When you have social media, when you have a guy who keeps looking at different women and being bombarded with so many messages, when you have women who are being faced with so many options online, when you have a man and woman who are trying to get along with each other, but then are not happy, obviously they'll have temptations. And today's social media networked world, you have so many temptations that are there. That is why affairs are taking place. That is why marriages are breaking up. That is why divorces are taking place. So don't believe in a platonic world where everything is perfect. People have temptations, people have fantasies, people have so many distractions. So if you're going to go in for a relationship, please make sure that you do, spend some time shopping around to make sure that you choose the right person. And I would always say never, ever fucking marry unless and until you feel you're fed up. So fucking fed up that, now you're like, finish, I had it, did it all, now it's time for me to settle down. That is why I kept enjoying myself even though I was married. The reason I was married is because in the Gulf countries, I was staying in the Middle East, you can't live with a female, just live in relationship. You have to have a legal status of being married. Others, you can get jailed or you can get whipped in, as per the Sharia Islamic law. So that is why I had no choice but to get married. Okay, and I got married just to be safe. Otherwise, I would never prefer to get married earlier. And so it's like, do not get married early. Get married only and only after you feel, I've done it all, enjoyed everyone, now nothing more left. See, for me, why I decided to get married at 40, finally at 40, and decided now it's the time for me to have a baby, because I knew at the age of 40, if I have a baby, by the time my child is like 20, I'll be 60. So I knew that I couldn't wait any more longer. So that's why I decided now it's the perfect time for me to get finally married to the one I want and have a child. Okay. So make a smart, logical choice, and that comes through experience. Please don't be in a rush to get married. Take your time, enjoy your life, and then choose the right person. For women, I would say choose a man who's far more mature, because men tend to have a lot of distractions. Men tend to be very, finicky, and they're very moody. But once they reach a certain stage, then they come down to the part of being mature. Otherwise, they'll keep doing all the rubbish on the planet. For women, however, women tend to, be more stable, because especially after they give birth to a baby, they tend to remain grounded. Men, on the other hand, are butterflies. That is why men always, just keep getting distracted, and obviously because of their biological setup. So the first one, remember, experience and making a smart choice. Second one, which I feel is very important, is set the rules. Okay, before I did get married to my fourth wife, I made sure that I explained her rules and regulations of the relationship. What is to be done, what is not to be done, what is allowed, what is not allowed. Like, for example, I told her my work is paramount. My work is more important than her. My brand is more important than her. And my commitment to my work is most important. She cannot interfere in this. If I had to choose between her and my work, I choose my work. And she knows this, okay, and she respects it. I also told her that she will never interfere in my work, never, tell me what to do, what not to do. So I had my ground rules set out. I even explicitly said, when, for example, I really love the fact that the Thai culture, the women take care of the men. Like she massages my feet, she massages my body. And for a Thai woman, she considers this to be an honor. She considers it to be an honor as per her culture. In certain other cultures and traditions, this would be like, oh, you are a male chauvinistic pig. But for Thai women, especially the ones in the village, they feel closer to the husband, that they can take care of the husband. And I wanted this. I really wanted this. This is also part of the Indian culture, the traditional Indian culture, where the woman would take care of the man and the man would provide for the family and take care of her. And I wanted this. To my surprise, my wife also wanted this, and we are a perfect match. So set the rules. The only rules that my wife set up for me is, don't go out drinking, don't go out smoking, don't sleep with the other women, don't cheat on me. That's it. She only had these 4 rules, and not abuse her. And all of them are perfect because this is naturally me. So we set the rules for each other and we agreed with each other. So second point is set the rules, okay? Point number 3, which is pretty controversial, you need to set the rules for the breakup. So I've told her, if we have to break up, this is how we'll break up. And even though my wife doesn't believe in that, but she agreed to it. Okay, so I know if I were to do X, Y, Z, she will break up with me, and she knows that if she were to do X, Y, Z, she will break up with me. In fact, we had this incident early on in our relationship where no matter how many times I told her, she was not doing the work because she was feeling lazy. She was just watching YouTube and she was doing nothing in the house. And my wife's background is she's a farmer. She used to work out in the field, work literally in the field for 8 to 12 hours a day. Ever since she married me, she just sits at home. So she was started to be a little lazy. One fine day, I couldn't take it anymore. I told her, you're going back to your mom. I'm going to talk to your mom. And that woke her up. And she was like, after that, she, didn't take it for granted because she knew if I'd send her back home, the relationship was more or less done. So, you need to be ready to break up if things don't work out. And that keeps both the partners at the edge because you tend to respect each other and you tend to value each other. You know that if you take the other person for granted, the relationship can break up. Okay. Then point number 4, this one also is controversial, but in a relationship, one of them has to be the leader. One has to be the follower. If both of them are the leader and they both have an ego and they both have a clash, then it'll be a disaster. Given the fact that I'm almost 20 years elder to my wife, exactly is 15, okay? My wife knows I'm far more mature than her. I'm far more responsible than her. I've seen more of life than she has. So I'm the leader in the relationship and she's perfectly comfortable with that. So you need to be very clear who is the boss of the house. Like she's the boss of the house. She tells me what is to be prepared for the house, what needs to be done for shopping, what needs to be the same. She's the boss of the house. But I'm the boss in terms of the relationship, in terms of the money and other things. So you need to be very clear cut on these leadership rules. Okay. Point number 5 is your willingness to sacrifice. There are many times where I don't want to go for a movie, but I go, I take her for the movie. Many times there are so many things I don't want to do, but I do it for her because it keeps her happy and she knows I'm sacrificing for her. Like, for example, let's say she wanted to buy something. Oh yeah, I remember she wanted to buy something for the plot of land because she had this dream for the plot of land. It was not within our budget, but I still bought it. She wanted me to do something for her father. I did it. She wanted me to even go to the village for nearly, I think, 3 weeks, which I hate absolutely, but I did it for her. So we both sacrificed for each other. Like right now, she's sitting outside. She's not making any noise. She is not complaining and she's doing this for me. So we both have to do it for each other. So remember, point number 5 is sacrifice. Point number 6 is, without saying, loyalty and faithfulness. I'm absolutely loyal to her. She's absolutely loyal to me. And, we trust each other. So loyalty and faithfulness is paramount. Point number 7, respect. And by respect, I'm talking of not using bad words, not raising a hand, not abusing the person. If, there's so many relationships where they abuse each other, shout at each other, give names. I don't do that shit. I've never done it. I've never, ever, ever done it. Never called my partner bad words. Never raised my hand on my partner. Never. And we don't throw things at all. And that is very, very important for a relationship. And point number 7, that's respect. Point number 8, and yeah, in terms of raising hand, if the partner ever even raises a finger, you should break up. That is not excusable. Point number 8 is trust. I trust my partner 100%. She has access to all my bank accounts, all my funds, everything else. She doesn't need me. She can run away at any point of time. I told you, my previous relationship, the Thai girl, she ran away with $100,000. That's so for example, if I didn't trust her, I wouldn't give her the bank account, I wouldn't give her the bank card. She doesn't need me. So it's total trust. If we don't trust each other, nothing's going to work out. She has my passwords, she has my for my Facebook, Yahoo, YouTube, everything. So we trust each other 100%. There's no trust, it doesn't work out. Point number 9, chemistry. You both have to get along with each other. You don't get along, there's a big problem. Point number 10 is connection. My wife knows by looking at my face if I'm upset, if I'm sick, if I'm hungry, if I'm tired, if I'm irritated. She just looks at me within a second and she knows my moods because we have that intense connection. So you need that connection very well. Point number 11 is conversation. You have to communicate with each other. Even though my wife doesn't know English so very well, I don't know Thai at all, but we still communicate with each other what is actually required. And it's sometimes very necessary to bring the tough points across, especially the things which you are afraid to talk about, and you must talk about it, okay? Point number 12 is you both need to have a singular goal. If both of you have one single goal, then only you will succeed. If both of you have two different goals, then there's a clash. Let's say, for example, if I wanted to migrate to United States and she wants to stay in Thailand, someone has to give. So, you need to have a singular goal. Our goals are just very simple. Take care of the family, have a house of our own, and just be happy together. And last but not the least, 13 is the willingness to make a relationship work out. If you don't have the drive, the desire, the determination to make a relationship work, not willing to go the extra mile, then nothing in the world is going to make the relationship work. So guys, these are the 13 points that I believe are necessary in making a marriage or relationship work. Just to give you the 13 points, one is making the smart choice, choosing the right partner. Second one is setting the rules, the do's and don'ts. Third one is being ready to break up if the relationship doesn't work out, and breaking up in a nice way. You need to set it up very clear. Point number 4 is there should be one leader in the relationship. Point number 5 is there should be sacrifice. Point number 6, loyalty and faithfulness. Point number 7, respect. Point number 8, trust. Point number 9, chemistry should be there. Point number 10 is connection. Point number 11 is conversation and communication. Point number 12, there should be a singular goal that both of you have. Last but not the least, there should be willingness to make the relationship work. So these are the 13 points. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Don't agree with me, give me a thumbs down, and let me know what you think. Love to hear from you. This is Loy Machedo from LoyMachedo.com. This is Loy Machedo Think Personal Branding saying goodbye for now. Take care.